see anything change on your end at that point to let them take advantage?
Say that again. I'm sorry.
What changed in the last 6 minutes?
I mean, they made plays. They got the best player in the league. He made plays. We didn't do a very good job of getting to the free throw line, and they did. Which they're good at getting to the free throw line. All you got to do is look at the statistics over the last 4 games, and we're not very good at getting to the free throw line.
They turned on the press too. Got a couple turnovers.
Yeah, we made some mistakes. I felt like maybe got a little tired. It wasn't anything complicated. We just kind of made a few mistakes. And then we missed 2 box outs on the free throw line too. So, and then we missed open shots. We had some open looks. I mean, they're good. They're good. They're 16th in the country for a reason. But I don't think it was a 16-point game. I think we were up 2 with 5 to play, right? So hats off to them for the win. A lot of respect for Coach Grant. Obviously, excellent coach. Does a really good job of getting the ball where it needs to go when it matters. They got a good team. They understand how to win.
How much more do you guys get up for a game when you see that number 16 in front of Dayton that they're ranked?
I don't know. Kids are different now. Like there's 13,000 people there. If you can't get up for that, it doesn't matter what they're ranked. So we played full house in Bonaventure, full house here. Played in Nebraska. They just play now. They don't put anything on the number 12 or number 15 or number 16. I don't think. I probably do, but they don't. They're just balling.
Last 5 minutes of the game, what do you say to the team, Coach? Because of, like you said, you have the lead.
Can you just speak up a little? I'm an old man. I can't hardly hear anymore.
The last 5 minutes of the game, you guys pretty much right there kind of controlled the game a little bit. What do you say to the team going into that final 5 to 6 minutes of the game?
After the game or during the game?
During the game. At one point, there was a break, and you guys were up 55-53. They went on a 20-2 run at that point. But before that, what do you say? Because it's right there within distance.
I mean, we're just trying to win the game, trying to get the best shots we can get. We had some shots. We just didn't make. We had some open threes we didn't make. But we really didn't guard enough when it mattered. We kept putting them at the line. I mean, they went to the line. They went to the line 20 times in the second half. I mean, damn. I mean, you're not going to win if you shoot 3 free throws and they shoot 23 free throws. And I'm not even talking about the officiating. I'm just talking about just flat out statistics. We had 1 more basket than them, but they shot more free throws than us. You can't win like that. And, we foul. They foul. We foul. We probably foul more than they do. Damn, I'm getting good at political correctness, aren't I? I've learned my lessons over the years.
They got a couple transfers from right in your neck of the woods there. The kid from Robert Morris and the kid from Pitt. Did you try for them at all, or did you have a shot at them?
I've coached, so I'm from Ohio, as you know.
Right.
And I've never beaten Dayton on a recruit in my whole life. Never. So when I was at Akron, if Dayton was involved, I put the white flag up. So there's your answer. If Dayton's involved, you're not going to beat them many times. They got 13,000 people every single night. It's a tribute to their fan base, it's a tribute to their program. And it goes way back for years when Coach Donaher played. It's been the same. My dad played against Coach Donaher when he was at Duquesne. So they played in the old Dayton field house or whatever it was called, right? And so I heard all the stories from my dad. So hasn't changed much over the last 100 years or whatever it is. 1954, my dad played. So what's that? 70 years? I don't know. Not very good math.
Having said that, I mean, you lose today again, but still right there in both games in the second half.
We played much better tonight than we did at our place. We weren't any good at our place. We played at a high level tonight.
I mean, it seems like even though you're losing twice a game, the gap isn't that big. And that's true across college basketball, really, right? I mean, there's a lot of.
Well, it's true, but they know how to win. I mean, we going into the game, we played the hardest schedule in the A10 conference schedule. We started slow, but we played Dayton twice. We played Bonaventure twice. We played a little at Loyola, at UMass. So if you look at Ken Pom, we played the hardest schedule in the league to this point. So we're 4-7, but like we're a handful. Like nobody's like coming to the game thinking, hey, this is a gimme. We're capable of winning. So it's a little disappointing how it ended, but it doesn't matter if you lose by 3 or you lose by 100, right? It's how you really played and can you win the tournament for us. It's not for Dayton, but for us, it's can we win the tournament? So can we put like 100 good games in a row on, to be able to win the tournament, which, we have enough. I think that we have enough depth too, that I think we can make a run at it. We just have to progress. We've made progression. We went 3 weeks where we never passed the ball to each other. So we've made progress.
Coach, your team has definitely improved this year. What has been the difference?
Well, we got good guys. We have high character guys, high quality people. This whole college basketball thing has changed. We had unbelievable success at Akron because we were playing with 3, 4, and 5-year guys. Now, if you get them for 2 years, you're lucky. So you have to coach differently. You have to progress as the season goes, because even if they played somewhere else, it doesn't mean their knowledge is good enough to play in your system. So that's probably the biggest thing. And then, the dynamic of the NIL and this guy making more money than this guy and this guy not making any money. And it's a nightmare, but it's the reality of it. So you better learn how to deal with it.
There's a lot of money in Pittsburgh, right?
There is probably a lot of money. Anything else? All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck to you guys.
Carl, I'll start with you. 22-0 run. What's going on the court at that time to get you guys back in that game to take over?
At halftime, we made sure to communicate what we needed to work on. One of the things we talked about is making sure we hustle, and go back out there with energy, So our team did a good job of listening to each other while we communicated. So when we started out the second half, that's what we brought, and credit to those guys up front of the press, everybody on the team, but like Cheeks, Elvis did a very good job, and Vaughn, Bray, everybody, Nate, like just putting energy, and it helped us get stops, steals, turnovers, and that's a big way to win games.
Did you feel the momentum and the energy shift there?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, I feel like, just to piggyback off of what he said, when we all had that same energy and we played together like that, I feel like we're unstoppable. So it's just a matter of, being connected while we're on the floor on both sides of the floor and do what we do.
Cheeks got 2 steals kind of right in a row there that kind of jump-started your big run. What does he do for you guys? He doesn't get the pub sometimes some of you guys do.
Yeah, that's a championship player. Every team needs a guy like that. Like some of the stuff he does, that especially the stuff that goes unnoticed, like I see it, and like I always tell him, like, hey man, that's very important to this team. So like the stuff he brings, it impacts winning games, and that's huge. That's a skill not everybody's able to have. So I told him to embrace it, and like a lot of people respect him for that. But those who don't really understand, like that's a winning player right there.
Yeah, I mean, just like he said, he came here and he's like, I want to win. Like he's been a part of a team that didn't have much success, and he came here and he's like willing to do whatever it takes for us to win.
and that's something that we've seen from him since day one. And he's been consistent. He's done it every single day since he's been here.
Kobe, another big night from beyond the 3-point line, 4-5, one of the best 3-point shooters in the country. Have you really just embraced that, or if you just been doing your game and the results kind of follow? Obviously, Coach Grant mentioned to us a couple weeks ago that he expects it to go, and your teammates kind of said the same thing. Is that just kind of who you've become?
Yeah, I mean, I think the biggest thing I say when people ask me about this, I just say, like, I feel like I wouldn't be able to do it without the trust from my teammates and the coaching staff. You know, they do such a good job of, like, just giving me confidence and telling me, like, whenever I get it and I'm open, like, shoot it. You know, so I can't go wrong like that. And also it wouldn't be able to happen if we didn't have such a good team. You know, like, dudes gets in the post, he gets doubled a lot. He's a great passer, and if it's not him making the pass, then it'll be somebody else. And it just gives other teams problems, you know, because we have so many people that could score the ball and that can shoot. So it kind of opens things up for everybody.
Did Duquesne give you some hard time there at the end of the game? What was that?
Just some friendly, you know, talking, I guess.
Kobe, you're such a pure shooter. Do you pattern yourself after anybody, or who's your go-to guy?
Oh man, I watch a lot of guys. Honestly, I love watching guys like JJ Redick, Kyle Korver, Klay Thompson. Just those are just some guys that, you know, I kind of like learn a little bit from when it comes to like footwork and, you know, just forms and stuff like that. I think the biggest thing that I've been able to like kind of get better at this year is just shooting off the ball. And I think, you know, it's getting better and better every game or every practice, whatever the case may be. So just trying to keep getting better.
Deron, how did that press get you guys going?
Oh yeah, like I was saying before, like it got us going a lot. Like it just little things on little things added on. You know, like we were getting steals, so everybody else wants to hustle now. You know, and the adrenaline, the energy. Now we're getting offensive rebounds off of free throws and just little things. You know, and that just changes the whole momentum of the game. So it really helped us out a lot.
What was early in the game? What were they doing that you guys just couldn't get?
Yeah, we just that was on us. You know, we just have to do a better job of executing and figuring out what's working. You know, so that was on us with that. So and we figured it out in the second half. At halftime, we talked about what we needed to do, and we went out there and executed. You know, credit to them on their defense. So they played pretty good defense, but we could do better coming out the gate.
You're down 20-9, and then Coach Grant called the timeout. Then you guys got rolling. What did he tell you in that timeout?
He just said, like, it's a choice, you know, who's gonna show up today. You know, like, you guys got to trust in each other, you know, and he was just doing what great coaches do, like leading his team, and the rest of the coaching staff were on us as well, just telling us little things we need to hear, and we went out there and did what we needed to do, you know.
Ron, do you guys put any stock in how well the team responds following tough road losses when you guys come back here?
Yeah, that's part of it. You know, that's just in our hearts. You know, we always want to win, and road losses, like especially the last one, it's difficult. You know, it's very hard on us because we know how much work we put in, and sometimes it can get frustrating. But we just have to stay the course and understand it's a little bump in the road, and we just got to keep going. And our best days are still ahead of us, so we just got to be where our feet are.
How about you guys, you know, lose the last game in part because of the free throw struggles, and then basically win tonight because took over the game. I mean, you guys have a lot of confidence in those free throws still, despite.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, that's something we practice every day. You know, that's just staying, like I said, staying disciplined. Some nights it's falling more often than others, but you just got to keep your head straight on. You know, people are gonna say things. There might be some days where it just doesn't feel like it, but if you let it get to your head, that's when it can mess everything up. So just making sure we stay consistent with that.
You really have time to practice free throws much at this time of the year? I mean, after between games.
They still make sure we get them in, you know, and it's really not even about how many you can shoot. You can shoot 100 free throws, but then get in the game, and it's different type of free throws. So it's really about how you view it when you're shooting in practice. Coach always tells us to lock in. So that's the stuff. It's more of a mental thing usually than a physical.
It's for either of you guys. Do you feel like, especially in the second half, this was one of you guys' better defensive games, kind of scrappy physical play that you guys want to do more of?
I feel like we've had a lot of good defensive performances this year, but I think it's definitely up there. Just the energy that Elvis and Cheeks brought, you know, in the front of the press, like they changed the whole game for us. Honestly, like you guys said earlier, Cheeks had those 2 big steals, and from there we kind of just went with it. So I think it's definitely up there.
Did you want the 6-minute shutout again. You almost held them scoreless for the last.
Yeah, I mean, I wish we could. That's what we try to do every game, but things happen, I guess.
Ron, I got a chance to talk to you a month or two ago before you guys were ranked, and you had an interesting statement. You said you felt like one of the top teams anyway. Now you guys are top 15, basically. You feel like teams are, gearing up to play you guys now? You feel like it's a different energy right now, or it's just a grinded out mentality for you guys?
Oh yeah. Every game we go into, especially in conference, they're gonna want a piece of us. They're gonna want a piece of what we have. So all the work we put in over the summer, like we can't take that for granted. Like we go in, especially away games, like teams want to beat Dayton. That's just how it's gonna be, and that's how it is. So we're gonna get everybody's best shot, whether we like it or not. That's part of it. So yeah, to answer your question, yeah, that's how it's gonna be for the rest of the year. We just gotta embrace it and fight hard.
Time for one more question.
Appreciate that.
Some teams might be jealous of that.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Thanks, fellas.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
What have you been doing? Count me in Saturday too. Okay. Yep. I don't know if I told you, but I'm doing so much here. Are we ever going hard though?
Yeah, that's my whole thing. I try to take people there. I think about these things a lot. It's a privilege to get to go
To do what we do.
with social media. It's just,
Yeah.
working on the stories.
Chris, we just go.
Sure. Well, I think I'll start off by just saying I got to take my hat off to Duquesne. I thought they came in and they set the tone, to start the game. I wasn't pleased with the way that we started from an energy standpoint, just from an effort standpoint. I thought the first 8 to 10 minutes, they kind of took the fight to us. I thought after that, our guys responded, closed the half, pretty well until that last play. They were able to get some points on the board in that last play of the half. And then, obviously it was back and forth, for most of the half. We could never really get separation. I thought, the last 8 minutes or so of the game, it came down to really our guys' grit and toughness and determination. They showed, great poise. I think it's a product of not only who they are as competitors, but, kind of what they've been through over the course of the season. This team has been through, a lot in terms of from the beginning of non-conference play, throughout non-conference play, through, some of the challenges over the course of, the A-10 season. We said at the beginning this was a gauntlet, and this is, I don't think that this league gets enough credit for how talented the players and how well coached the teams are. This is a hard league to win in. I've been in a few. This is a hard league. You've got really talented players that we're going against, and really good coaches that come up with great game plans. And there's a level of focus that opponents play with, whether it's playing at Dayton or Dayton coming to them, that we should be used to by now. We should understand it. But that's kind of what it is, so just really, I think more than anything, proud of the way the guys closed. And I thought the defense really carried the day, to be able to finish. I think we finished on a 22-2 or 22-0 run until that last layup at the end.
It's turned up the pressure a little bit too, got some turnovers. How key was that? At that moment.
Yeah, I thought it was big. Obviously, it's no secret we're about seven to eight guys that we play. And we had a little foul trouble there. Some guys played, extended minutes, but I felt like at that point, it was needed. It was needed to be more aggressive, to try to take them out of the comfort zone. We had a really tough time on the half court getting stops on a consistent basis. They would get in either early clock and find holes in our defense, or they get late clocks and they were able to make shots. They were able to spread to guys. They've got a variety of different guys that can shoot the ball. They got a variety of different guys that have the skill that can make plays off the dribble. And we were having a tough time getting consistency of stops, and so decided there, hey, let's change it up and let's make them have to do something else. And fortunately for us, I think that changed the course of the game.
Cheeks got those 2 steals right in a row.
Yeah.
And then he got fouled and made all 4 free throws.
Yeah.
He's kind of your unsung starter, but what does he do for you?
Yeah, exactly what you saw. I think that's something that he's brought, consistently for us. He's always going to be on, the other teams, one of their top threats. And he's done a great job of accepting that assignment and taking pride in it and then impacting the game in that way.
Anthony, you took that timeout from down 20-9. What did you tell the guys? It seemed like after that you got going.
Bleep, 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 bleep. I don't remember what I said, but we just needed to play with more energy.
Was there any worry coming into this game about that? You had the long week of travel.
No, our guys have been good. We've been good, in terms of being able to understand every game, what we have to bring. But when you have 18, 19, 20, 22-year-olds, sometimes you just don't know. You don't know, what they're going through. They got a lot on their plate, so let's just take away, sometimes we think these guys are just robots, just plug and play, tell them the assignment, they just go out and just they're human beings. Right. So whether it's the pressure of academics, just the grind of, being together and trying to get this thing done since the summer, the long days, the physical toll on your body, the mental toll, I recognize that, and so trying to keep them mentally fresh, physically fresh, understanding, just the way every game, the importance of every game in terms of what they've committed to try to do over the course of the season. So myself, our staff, we have to try to, keep that perspective, give them the perspective, and then prepare them every single day to go out and try to bring their best. So, sometimes you cannot play your best, right? And like I told them several times, the year that we were 29-2, we had some battles. We had some close games. It wasn't like, hey, we just kind of ran through the league. There was several games in there that were in the balance, going down the stretch, and the guys found a way to come out with the win. So it ain't supposed to be easy. It ain't supposed to be pretty. That's a part of athletics. There's going to be struggle. It's going to be adversity. That's the norm. That's the norm. And we act like it's the exception. No, it's the norm. It's hard. It's hard. It's hard to win. And so getting young people to accept that and understand that and try to bring their best every day. And, at the end of the day, basketball is always going to be a game of habits. Right. So we try to build those habits over the course of the season and then rely on those habits. So just glad we were able to pull it out today and had several guys that stepped up and made plays on both sides of the ball defensively, but offensively, Kobe Brea, some big shots there for us. Deuce made some great plays. He was able to find Brea on both of those late shot clock threes that Brea was able to knock down for us, give us some distance there. So there were plays offensively, plays defensively. This is a team that has had success. They've won 4 out of 5 coming into this game, being able to turn people over, being able to score at a high clip, variety of different offensive weapons. guys did a good job today of taking care of the ball, you know. So there was a lot of good things, you know, and sometimes you just got to give the other team credit, man. They're good. They're good. They got talent. They're well coached. They got a great system. They're good too. They work hard too. All right. They practice too. All right. They got good players too.
Coach, 55, 53, 20-2 run. What did you say during before, you know?
I didn't really say anything. You know, we said, hey, here's what we're doing. You know, this is what we got to do. And the guys went out and did it, you know, and obviously, you know, you look at the end, you know, it ended up being a 22-2 run, but the game was imbalanced. You know, we had to make plays. So the guys made plays, as you alluded to, you know, really on the defensive end, and then they had to make plays on the offensive end, you know, and they were able to do that.
Now 20-9 came in with 2 big shots. What's it like to have a guy like that can just put buckets?
Yeah, he's a veteran. You know, he's a veteran, and he's got great confidence in his talents and his abilities, and our team has great confidence in him as well.
Are you able to step back and appreciate it being 20-4? Is it just straight on to the next game, and, you know, back to work?
Yeah, for me, it's you know, probably more focus on what we're trying to accomplish. We're not there yet. You know, there's 6 games left. Every goal that we set at the beginning of the season is still in balance. You know, and it won't be easy. Nothing about it will be easy to accomplish any of the goals that we set. And so, you know, it's a tricky balance. You know, for me to find that, you know, hey, enjoyment in what you're doing, and then also to understand, you know, to keep pushing and keep focusing on what you're trying to do, you know, and what you're trying to achieve, because it's you know, we got a group of guys that have been close to achieving those goals, and, you know, one game, you know, one half, you know, away from it. And so I want them to taste that. I want them to get a feel for what that's like. So, you know, for me, it's more mission focused.
What about Brady Yule's performance tonight?
Oh, he did what he understood the assignment. He did a great job. Unfortunately, we didn't finish it for him. You know, we didn't finish it for him. 2 point whatever seconds. So, you know, that was a frustrating end to the half.
2 straight games now, you hold the opponent to 6-minute scoring droughts. I know they did get a late one at the end of that, but what does that say about the ability to clamp down, especially at a situation in the game where fatigue becomes an issue when now it's 2 straight games?
Well, I think we've said, you know, all year long that we felt like we had a really talented team from an offensive standpoint. And for us to be able to accomplish some of the things that we want to accomplish, we had to understand defensively what we needed to become and what we needed to commit to. And so I think in conference, since we've gotten to conference play, I think we've made some strides defensively, you know, and tonight, you know, the first half, you know, we didn't come out with that type of energy, but I thought, you know, to close the half and to close the game, you know, I think the numbers will indicate that it was a very successful night on the defensive end for us again.
There's 4 days until Saturday.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those middle turnarounds for you guys, but how's the team showed time and again between these home games that they can just keep that momentum rolling no matter how big or small that gap is?
Yeah, we just go one day at a time. You know, one day at a time. We'll get some rest here before we prepare for our next one. You know, so the coaches, assistant coaches, have done a really good job of preparing the guys for what's coming. You know, we'll face I think Fordham. We haven't seen them yet this year. You know, this will be, you know, rare. We got a couple of games I think still left where we haven't seen the opponent that will play this late in conference play. And so, you know, we'll try to get as familiar as we can, you know, and just prepare one game at a time.
Any other questions?
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Yep.